For as long as humankind has existed, we've turned our eyes to the heavens, searching for meaning written among the stars. To ancient peoples, comets were fiery omens, blazing messengers of chaos and change. Modern science stripped away that fear, calling them frozen relics from the dawn of creation. But now, something has arrived that defies both superstition and science alike. A visitor from beyond our sun, an interstellar body glowing deep red, carving through the solar system not like a drifting stone, but like a signal with purpose. They call it Atlas III, the third known wanderer from another star. At first, it was ordinary, a pale dot reflecting sunlight, distant and unremarkable. Then, the strange behavior began. Its brightness pulsed in perfect rhythm, not random but deliberate, like the beat of something alive. The cloud around it expanded beyond expectation until it formed a vast sphere of plasma, large enough to rival a planet. Telescopes detected faint electromagnetic ripples traveling through space in precise intervals. And then, the Earth responded. Within an hour, two powerful earthquakes struck Venezuela, twin events so identical in strength and timing that experts suspected instrument failure. They were wrong. At the very same moment, the Sun unleashed a massive coronal ejection, and distant telescopes observed supernovae flaring across the same cosmic sector. It was as if the solar system itself had exhaled. Coincidence, they said. But the timing was too exact. The rhythm, too intentional. Something was resonating between Earth and the stars. Space weather stations noticed a drop in solar wind pressure, the lowest in years, leaving Earth's magnetic shield strangely thin. As the invisible pressure eased, subtle stress lines in Earth's crust began to shift. For the first time, data hinted that the Sun's fluctuations could directly stir the planet's tectonic heartbeat. An old theory, suddenly alive with proof. And at the center of it all, the Crimson Traveler moved onward, silent, steady, unstoppable. Atlas III refused to behave like any known comet. Its tail twisted, coiled, and sometimes bent toward the Sun, a violation of basic physics. Each solar flare that struck it did not simply illuminate it, the object reacted. Its plasma tail divided into glowing threads, moving as if guided by unseen intelligence. Radio telescopes began hearing something new, irregular pulses coming from its direction. Not random static, but structured intervals, grouped in ratios of 3. Not a message, perhaps, but undeniably intentional. Soon, the planet itself grew restless. Tiny tremors appeared where none had occurred for centuries: Alaska, the Mediterranean, the mid-Atlantic ridge. Their timing matched faint electromagnetic surges in the upper atmosphere. Satellites detected turbulence in the ionosphere, layers swelling and collapsing without pattern. Whispers spread among researchers. Atlas III's massive plasma field might be acting as a bridge, linking the magnetic forces of the Sun and Earth into one resonant circuit. When it crossed Mars' orbit, new signs appeared. Faint auroras flickered across the Martian sky, impossible for a world with almost no magnetic field. The InSight lander registered tiny quakes under its surface, like the planet itself was humming. Mars and Earth were vibrating together, bound by the same cosmic rhythm. Then, silence. Public data streams from the object abruptly froze. Observation logs vanished. Only fragments remained: radio interference, corrupted signals, and reports of intense radiation near the comet's core. Independent astronomers who tried to follow it found their optics distorting, as though the light itself resisted focus. Some claimed it no longer reflected sunlight, it was producing it. Patterns in its pulses matched seismic rhythms on Earth. The intervals shortened, the tempo quickened, counting towards something unseen. Auroras bled southward, painting equatorial skies in red and violet fire. Power grids stuttered. Magnetic sensors went haywire. The world was being tuned. Long ago, before telescopes and satellites, people believed that comets carried the music of the gods, invisible strings stretched between heaven and earth. They said each star hummed with its own voice, and when one of those wandering lights crossed the sky, it tuned the world below. Priests and poets tried to capture that sound in words and rituals, believing it could foretell plagues, floods, or rebirth. We dismissed those myths as superstition, echoes of a frightened age. But perhaps they weren't entirely wrong. Because what we're witnessing now is not random. It is rhythm. A pulse too precise to be chance, too deliberate to be ignored. A single vibration, when perfectly aligned, can shatter glass, bring down bridges, or bend steel. Now imagine that same resonance, scaled to a planet. Imagine the Earth as an instrument, oceans as strings, the crust as its skin, the atmosphere as its echoing chamber. If the Crimson Traveler has found that frequency, then what we once called coincidence might be the sound of a greater pattern revealing itself. And as the object, Atlas III, nears alignment with the Earth and the Sun, its behavior grows unpredictable. It flickers between brilliance and darkness, sometimes vanishing completely, as if inhaling energy, then flaring back to life like a newborn star. Each outburst floods our instruments with radiation, sending static through every channel, drowning satellites in bursts of light. Its tail no longer stretches in one direction. It divides, twists, and splits again, weaving threads of plasma through space until it resembles a luminous web, a map drawn in light, connecting the void. Every pulse it emits sends faint vibrations across the solar system. Seismographs on Earth detect whispers deep below the crust, low, steady tremors rising from the ocean floors. Submarines record deep tonal waves, inaudible to human ears, yet strong enough to rattle hulls. Scientists compare it to the resonance of a tuning fork, as if the planet itself is being struck again and again, forced to hum in unison. Governments insist there is no reason for concern. Public statements assure us that the data loss is routine maintenance, that the flares are optical interference. But those who watch the sky know better. Observatory feeds go dark without notice. Telemetry from probes vanishes mid-transmission. And the few researchers who speak out describe signals so complex, so mathematically exact, that they no longer resemble nature. Night by night, the glow of Atlas III intensifies. Its red light stains the upper atmosphere, tinting clouds and rivers in a soft, crimson sheen. Across continents, people report strange phenomena: compass needles drifting, birds migrating in the wrong direction, auroras blooming far beyond polar skies. Entire cities pause to stare upward, their streets washed in a ghostly red glow. It is as if the sky itself has become aware of our gaze. Under that blood-colored light, explanations begin to lose meaning. You can feel it, a vibration not of sound, but of sensation, moving through the bones, the air, the ground. It's the same unease our ancestors must have felt when they saw a new star rise where none had been before. The same awe that drove them to call the heavens alive. And maybe they were right. Maybe the earth and the sky have always been connected, bound by a hidden resonance we once understood instinctively. Perhaps what we're witnessing isn't a threat, but a reminder that the cosmos is not silent and never has been. That every particle, every atom, every orbit carries its own song, waiting for something to awaken it. Now, as Atlas III moves into perfect alignment, that song grows louder. Auroras stretch from pole to pole. Oceans swell with unseen tides. The magnetic field trembles like the string of an unseen harp. And deep beneath the surface, a new tone rises, slow, steady, endless. A heartbeat, echoing through the planet. Officials can hide the data. Scientists can deny the pattern. But the world can feel it. The night air hums. The stars shimmer as if vibrating to the same invisible rhythm. And somewhere in that rhythm, between silence and storm, something is waking, not out there, but here. The crimson traveler burns brighter now, so bright it casts shadows at midnight. Its light no longer belongs to the sky, it touches the earth itself. And as people look up, for the first time in centuries, humanity feels small again, not out of fear, but recognition. Because maybe we are not the audience to this cosmic music. Maybe we are part of the instrument. And as the final flare erupts from Atlas III, painting the heavens in waves of red and gold, we remember what we had forgotten. The sky has never been silent. It has always been singing. We just stopped listening.